The Unhappy Bride. Marian's mother and Robin's mother had been best friends as girls. Robin's mother had married a woodsman out of love. Marian's mother had married a nobleman for his money. But the two women continued to be friends. Their children grew up side by side. When Robin first went to hide in Sherwood Forest, Marian found him. She vowed to remain his friend. Robin thought this was dangerous. But Marian was as stubborn as Robin, and she knew the forest as well as he did. Marian missed Robin. Whenever she could, she would steal away to go to the forest. There she dressed in forest green, just like the others, and she could shoot a bow as well as the best of them. One fine day, Robin and Marian strolled through the forest. Robin looked at Marian. She seemed sad. "What is the matter?" he asked. Marian frowned. "It is my friend Ellen. Tomorrow her father will make her marry a man she does not love." "How unfair!" Robin shook his head. "The man is very old and very rich," said Marian, "and her father needs the money." "People should marry for love," said Robin, "like my parents." "Yes," said Marian, "I agree. That is why I thought—" But she did not finish. "What did you think?" Robin asked. "Oh, nothing. You probably would not want to do it." "You will never know unless you ask," said Robin. "I was thinking," Marian said, "maybe you could rescue Ellen from the marriage." Robin thought for a bit. Finally he said, "No, the sheriff would be angry with me. Besides, this marriage is none of my business." Marian sighed. "I thought you would say that. I guess it does not matter that she is in love with another." "Who?" Robin asked. "One of your men." "Which one?" "Can't you guess?" Robin thought. Little John seemed as merry as ever. Only this morning Will Scarlet was whistling. Then there was his minstrel, Alan Adele. Alan's songs had been rather sad lately. "It's Alan, isn't it?" Robin said. Marian smiled. "Yes." Robin turned back to the hideout. This marriage must not take place. The next day, dressed up in a disguise, he wore feathers and ribbons of many colors. He carried a harp in one hand. His silver horn hung from his belt. He was a musician. Robin set off for the church with 20 of his best men, Little John, Will Scarlet, and Alan Adele, of course. Friar Tuck also came. Friar Tuck was a member of the band, but he was also a member of the church. Robin needed a holy man to perform the wedding he had in mind. The wedding of Alan and Ellen. Friar Tuck led a mule with 3 bags of gold on its back. The church was very grand. Most of the men hid outside in the bushes. Robin went inside. A couple of the others sneaked in behind him and hid themselves as well. The bishop was alone in the church. He wore a velvet cloak. Around his neck he wore a heavy gold chain. Robin did not think much of this holy man who dressed in velvet and gold. Robin said, "I am a harper with wonderful skills. Let me play at this wedding. I promise that the bride will fall madly in love with the man she marries." Now, the bishop knew that the bride did not love the groom. So he said, "That would be wonderful indeed. Do what you say and I will pay you whatever you ask. But let me hear you play first." Robin shook his head. "Not until the happy couple arrive." Just then the bride and groom entered the church. The groomsmen followed. "It is a deal," the bishop whispered, but he was angry. He planned to pay the harper with a beating, not gold. The bride's father entered next. His men followed. The groom was gray-haired and stooped with age. He rubbed his hands together. He was very happy. Everyone was happy except the bride. Ellen was pale. She could not even look at the man she was to marry. Bride and groom stepped up to the altar. The bishop began, but Robin stepped up to the altar too. He stood right between the bride and groom. "Just look at this girl," Robin said in a loud voice. "How pale she is. These are lilies in her cheeks, not roses. This is not a fit wedding. A young girl to such an old man, and she does not even love him." No one breathed a word. Who knew what to say? Who knew where to look? It was as if everyone had turned to stone. Everyone except Robin Hood. Robin put the silver horn to his lips and blew 3 times. Little John and Will Scarlet jumped down from where they had been hiding. They stood on either side of Robin's swords ready. "Here I am," Friar Tuck called down from the organ loft, ready to perform this happy service. "What is going on here?" The groom drew his sword. His men did the same. The front doors flew open. 18 more men wearing forest green burst in. They were ready for a battle. At the head of them was Ellen Adele. Joyfully, Ellen called out to her love, "Ellen!" "Ellen Adele," said Ellen's father. "So this is all your idea?" "No," said Robin. "You have Robin Hood to thank." He bowed low. The groom and his men put away their swords. They had all heard of Robin Hood. No one wanted to fight him. The old groom said to Ellen's father, "Why didn't you tell me your daughter loved another man? If she prefers him to me, I prefer her to forget this wedding." The proud old man left the church. His men followed. Then Robin gave the 3 bags of gold to Ellen's father. "This gold is yours if you give this marriage your blessing," said Robin. Ellen's father was angry, but he needed the gold, so he blessed the marriage. Then Friar Tuck married Ellen Adele and the fair Ellen. Never was there a happier couple. Afterward, the bishop tried to sneak away. "Wait," called Robin. "You said if I caused the bride to love the groom, you would give me whatever I asked." Robin was right, and the bishop knew it. "What do you want?" Robin stroked his beard. His eyes sparkled. "That gold chain you wear? Give it to the bride as a wedding gift." The bishop fumed, but in the end he gave a chain to Ellen. A loud cheer went up. The merry wedding band left the church. They returned to Sherwood Forest, where they had a splendid wedding feast. But Robin knew this was not the end of it. He knew the bishop was a good friend of the sheriff's. Sure enough, the bishop told the sheriff what Robin had done. The sheriff vowed to make Robin Hood pay dearly.